Yeah, that's right. We are back, baby, and it is time for Evolution. I just realised I got the graphic and then put Evolution twice. So it looks like Evolution. However, this is Evolution number 2. Weirdly, they didn't give it a number. I find that quite weird because obviously this is the second WrestleMania. We have WrestleMania 1 onwards. So with it being a woman's kind of only PLE, I actually thought they would have gone for Evolution 2. You know?
Yeah, I should have done, but maybe because of the gap is so big, they didn't think they needed to.
Maybe that's valid. But yeah, other than that, I'm not complaining.
No.
I'm just happy that we're getting another damn women's PLE, which about time too. Like what was this, like 7 years or something since the last one? That's ridiculous. So you know, the fact that we're getting it, I'm happy. Nice stack card too. We obviously we did speak previously about like yesterday. If you haven't already, then please check out our other video, which was the NXT predictions, which was very, very fun to do. I think Shade's almost had a heart attack with some of the predictions.
That's pretty why he's not here tonight.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. So if you noticed, it's no Shade. It's me. It's Capz Deekz. So if you didn't get a chance to check us out on the for our predictions, that was yesterday. So go and watch that on demand. On top of that, though, guys, we will be doing a watch along for Great American Bash, and we will be doing a watch along for Saturday night's main event. And main event, we have got some predictions for. However, I'm not going to lie, right? I don't want to put a downer on a stream already, right? But dude, I'm quite worried about Saturday night's main event.
Yes, it seems like a bit of a weird card.
A weird card. There's 4 matches.
I know. So I'm on about weird cards. So, very small.
Yeah, but we'll cross that, I guess, bridge when we get to it tomorrow.
Yeah.
But hey ho, it's as the cookie crumbles, as Bruce Almighty would say. That's a weird reference that I've not made in years. But sure, let's get on with the Evolution card. I was going to say I don't know where to start because normally, hang on. Firstly, let's look at it this way. Regardless of what happens on this show, the main thing, women are finally main eventing again.
Yes, it's been a long time.
Finally, great. The fact that it's annoying that it's on an all women's PLE, that we're having to get a women's PLE to get that to happen. But man, women main eventing a WWE pay-per-view again is fantastic. I'm really happy for that. Very excited for that. So that'll be, I'm really, really, really happy. So I feel like I know what's going to main event. So, actually, I don't. Maybe I don't know. Sorry, we're going to go for it. So let's go with. I'm going to kick off the show with. Boom. Here we go.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So it's a fatal 4-way tag team match for the WWE Women's Tag Team Championship. The Judgment Day, which is consisted of Raquel Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez. Perez obviously stepping in for Liv Morgan versus Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss versus Sol Ruca and Zaria versus the Kabuki Warriors, which is Asuka and Kairi Sane. I'm very I really don't know. I'm intrigued as to what's going to happen with this because there's a lot that can go down. Do you have an idea of who you want to win or prediction already, or is this one that we kind of need to discuss before you can get a prediction?
Who I want to win, I don't think it's going to win. I think my second choice is going to win it instead.
Right. Okay. Right. So give us who you want to win and give us your prediction, because I think with this, because there's quite a lot there, I think we could kind of get away with doing that.
I want the titles to go back to NXT, so I want Sol Ruca to win it. Yes,
I think the same thing. Zaria and Sol Ruca. I would love that to happen. And obviously, as we were saying yesterday on the predictions video that we were talking about, I was saying the reason why I think it'd be cool if that was to happen, obviously with this match at least, would be because Sol Ruca would then be a 3-time title holder because she's
Yeah.
already holding NXT North American.
Yeah.
As of at the
And
moment,
Speed
as we
as well.
discussed this, then she also has a WWE Speed, which is obviously on X. So if she was to win this title as well, she'd have 3 titles to her name. Yeah. So okay, so I think we're in agreement that Sol Ruca and Zaria are the people that we'd like to win.
Yeah.
So you spoke with our heart, now speak with your head. Who do you think is going? Who do you think is definitely winning this?
I think the titles are staying on Raw, and I think it's going to be the Kabuki Warriors.
Oh, that's interesting. I low key agree, but I think he's going SmackDown. I think we're getting maybe Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss as that unlikely duo that I don't know. I just feel like they're really pushing them in a specific way for some reason, you know.
Do you think
we're not friends, but we're partners?
You think the frenemies are going to win it?
Maybe. Because I think that's quite a cool. Sometimes you get frenemies that get that, and you get some real good storylines from it. Obviously, eventually you're going to get a turn. From that, it leads up to some other people coming up. You know, the titles move around a little bit. I mean, let's put it this way: I don't mind that the Judgment Day have got the titles. However, this is down to WWE booking. But I think if you've got them on, for example, if I say this the most respectful way as I can, but if you're talking about the pulling power and names of who people you want to be seeing wrestle, Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss have a bit more pull than Raquel and Roxanne at the moment.
Yeah.
You know, it's no disrespect. I just think that because they've been in the industry longer, they have a bit more name drawing power. So they'll be like, if that's the case, they're more likely to defend it. So hopefully, because of those two holding them, they will have something to do with the titles more. The titles will be like presented a little bit more. With the Judgment Day, as the last fault, with the Judgment Day, they're just there as propped as opposed to being used in matches.
No, I agree 100%. It makes perfect sense. It really does make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But can you say the same thing though with what I said though? With going taking titles of Raw and giving them to the Kabuki Warriors.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. Again, this is the other thing as well. The fact that they've reformed, and we've got the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka and Kairi Sane. It's weird that they've reformed right at the time where this is happening, when there's other women kind of floating around. So, if the Kabuki Warriors took it, I wouldn't be annoyed either. I'd love that. Kabuki Warriors with them two together would be great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've got no issue with that. So yeah, I'd really like that to happen.
And it also makes a nice circle for Asuka losing the women's Queen in the Ring as well.
King in the Ring, yeah, and then full circle for this. Yeah, no, I agree. So speaking of Queen of the Ring, that's a very nice segue. Well done, Deekz. We will go to this match next, which is Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a no holds barred match. Notice as well, the Money in the Bank briefcase is not on the line, which I don't know. A part of me is I think it would have been good if that was on the line, because it really has to push a thing on for example, for Naomi there of, I'm going to do this, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I have to beat you because this is on the line. So it's weird that they didn't go that route, but fine. I'm not against it. Do you have an idea of who you want to win? Because I know who I've got.
I know who I want. All
right. So you went first on the last one, right?
Yeah.
Cool. I'll go first on this one then. So my prediction is Naomi to win.
Oh snap!
Because, and I'll tell you why. I think this is going to lead up to SummerSlam with Naomi, and I think just I think Jade is going to win.
Oh wow!
Sorry, yeah, okay. I think Jade is going to win because Jade is the one that goes to SummerSlam, right?
Yes.
So my thinking is Jade wins this match, and then as a return and a retaliation of the fact that she beats Naomi then cashes in on her. So that keeps that rivalry going. Kind of what you spoke about during the watch along.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, that's where I see it going. So I think Jade's going to win because we get more from Naomi at this point? Because I think if she can't win the battle, I think she'll win the war. And I think the idea there is if Jade wins at SummerSlam, Naomi cashes in on her, really add like insult to injury and put salt on the wounds. So that's my booking.
I see where you're coming from.
Mm-hmm.
I like it, but I'm going with Naomi for similar reasons that you've given for Jade, but with a little twist. Naomi's going to win it to rub it in Jade's face so Jade knows that Naomi can beat her and she's got the money in the bank as well.
Oh, I like that. That's clever. Okay. But then remember, it's no holds barred match, so she's not beating her clean. So does she have a number on a clean match, though?
But having money in the bank, is that technically a clean cash-in?
I mean, no, not really. It's a successful. If you win, it's a successful cash-in. It's never clean. I think there's
nobody has cashed in cleanly and won.
That's a fact. I thought you were going to say no one's cashed in clean. I was like, technically Cena did, but you're right. He didn't win.
So yeah. So this is like rubbing salt in the wound, saying I can beat you uncleanly, and I look what I've got to hold over you to beat you with again.
Yeah, I'm all for that, man. I think that'd be cool. I like the idea. But yeah, okay. So we have a bit of a split decision there. Kind of, we're going for the same reason, being that we know Naomi's going to cash. Basically, our result is Naomi's cashing in on Jade, but in this way, we're looking at it from different aspects. Of I think Jade's going to win to antagonize Naomi even more, but then you're saying Naomi's going to win to antagonize Jade even more.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. That's a nice take. Kind of same answer, but kind of same but different.
Yeah,
essentially, yeah. All right, let's get on to our next match then. Let's go to NXT. We have Jacy Jayne with Fallon Henley and Jazmyn Nix versus Jordynne Grace. Obviously, she is on her own. At the moment, we don't know if Blake Monroe's going to be there. We don't know what's going on. We'll see. Remember, just before this, though, we have got NXT where these two face off again against each other, but in a tag team match. So there's going to be some aftermath from Evolution. From Backlash. Not Back. Why am I saying Backlash? Bash at the Beach. Great American Bash, even.
Great American Bash. Come on, get it right.
Too many bashes. Yes. So there is going to be some backlash from the Great American Bash. That's what I meant.
There we go. Line.
So who are you going with for this one? I'll let you go first. Are you going Jacy Jayne or are you going Jordynne Grace?
I really want Grace to win. I really do. But can she overcome that triple threat in this match?
I don't know, mate.
Can she keep her eye on the ball and convert it into a big old touchdown, or will she fumble it last second?
I mean, it could be a fumble. She could fumble. I would say, though, remember, obviously, the match itself is Jacy Jayne versus Jordynne Grace. But I know what you're saying. Obviously, it's going to be a hard job for Grace to really, like, not only is she facing one of them, the other two are going to be there.
They're going to put her at ringside. They're going to distract her. They're going to put her off. They're going to do whatever they can to make sure their girl stays on top. Can she overcome that odds?
I don't know. I think
I want it to happen, but can she?
I don't know. Do you think this is the match where we get some interference? Do you think maybe Blake Monroe makes an appearance in this one?
If she does, it'd be a good help for her, definitely. But it's all down to will she help her out or not? Because Blake Monroe's got her own eyes on the gold as well. Don't forget.
Well, this is what I was going to say to you. What if Blake Monroe was the one to come out and make the save, helping Jordynne Grace in the process of becoming the new NXT Women's Champion, only to celebrate with her, but then to turn her back on her straight away?
Oh,
what do you reckon?
That's a nice little twist. I like it. I do like that. Yeah.
I mean, would it happen?
No one knows. Nobody knows, mate. Because as I said yesterday, Blake Monroe's a wild card. I don't know much about her. I don't know how much other people have seen of her on other shows she's been on, but I ain't seen much of her, so I don't know much about her. I don't know her background, what she's like. Is she nice? Is she evil? I don't know.
Well, I was going to say, like, technically, as I said yesterday, we know Mariah May and her character and basically what she was willing to do, especially against like Tony Storm and stuff. You know, what a fantastic match they had to finish their rivalry. But we don't know. We don't know if. Sorry, we don't know exactly what she's going to be like in this version. Do you know what I mean? NXT.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it'll be interesting to see that. One sec. Yeah, sorry, I'm trying to get my words out. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what is going on there. You know.
Yeah, be interesting. But I'm hoping it's Grace. I really do. Grace deserves it. She's worked hard. She's had 2 attempts already and lost twice. 3rd time's a charm.
Yeah, and do you know what else as well was interesting when you say that, right? Technically, yes, she's had a couple of chances against to come in and do this at NXT, right? Don't forget though, she did have a couple of chances when she was signed to TNA and she came over.
Yeah, that's true as well. She did.
So she's had a few chances. At some point, she's got to win a big one, right?
Yeah.
I'm unsure. So I've got a message thing. Said this week's going to be a madness. I think this will be a great show. And then Gilligan said Evolution. Yes, all in capital letters.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I'm unsure about which way this is going to go. So a part of me thinking, because I'm trying to think of plan wise. I like the idea of Jordynne Grace winning 100%. We popped huge for when she appeared at Royal Rumble like a couple of years ago. You know, and seeing her climb and stuff like that, and her change in her just her style, the way she moved around in the ring to, you know, beating, for example, Bully Ray at TNA to, you know, now finally in NXT and getting these moments. I wanted her to be. Do you remember when we was watching NXT when she was still in TNA? And I was like, it'll be great for Grace to be the person that has the double titles.
Oh yeah.
To take it over to NXT to TNA. So we were very high on Grace then, and we were discussing it then. So now to weirdly back against it, I don't think it'll be a great move for me. I think Jordynne Grace is going to win, but I think one or two things is going to happen right from that. So I think Grace wins, Monroe comes in to make the save, and she then turns on Grace. Or that's what I would like to happen, because I think it'd be very interesting story-wise, because all Monroe wants is the title. I don't think she actually cares about who she has to take out to get it.
Yeah.
But the other thing would be, I like the idea of Grace going over to TNA again for Slammiversary. Because obviously that title has been title versus title. Yeah. Both titles are going to be on the line, right? Against the Marsha Slamovich. So the idea of Jordynne Grace being the one to go over to the TNA with the NXT title being a former TNA Knockouts champion would be really interesting. So could she do the double there, or could she lose it there and lose it at our old home? Yeah. So, you know, like that's what I'm thinking.
Could she return to her old stomping grounds and beat her old rival and become the first ever unified TNA NXT champion?
Yeah, exactly. So, but yeah, what I am going to do though is when we're talking about obviously other people interfering and stuff like that, we're going to stick this graphic up real quick for a wild card, and then.
Oh, hello. Who's this?
Shades is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
Shades has arrived. A bit late, but
He has arrived. Well, have I got the wrong graphic on there. There we go. So Shades will be in the building in a second. However, yes, I'm unsure on what I think the verdict is going to be here.
Yeah,
I'm going to
I'm
bring him
sure,
in
but
just 1 second. Yeah, because I think he has his own prediction on this. Obviously, we'll get him to quickly catch up and give us the others as well once he appears.
Yeah.
And where's he at? There he is. He's in. Now, ladies and gentlemen, he's in the building finally. We've only covered, I believe, we've only covered 3 matches. Before you cover them, though, we just want your opinion on this last one, and then we'll get you to quickly just give your thoughts quickly on the others. So we're both saying we think Jordynne Grace is going to be the one to be unanimous here against Jacy Jayne for the NXT Women's title. My thinking is Blake Monroe comes out and makes an appearance to make the save for Jordynne Grace, but turns on her. Deekz is unsure, but he does think Jordynne Grace is going to be the one standing tall, like the Juggernaut is going to be victorious. So Jade, over to you. What's your thoughts on this one? Jacy Jayne or Jordynne Grace?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm like
No, you're good.
out of my control. Jordynne Grace, really. That's where it stands.
Yeah,
You mentioned
I
that
agree.
name. I'm only going to go one way. Even there could be a 1,000,000% chance that Jordynne would lose, and my very unbiased opinion would always go with Jordynne Grace.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, all day.
So with that
One of
being
my
said, though, do you think Blake Monroe is going to come out and make the save? Obviously, Blake Monroe will be teaming with Jordynne Grace at NXT Great American Bash. I got it right that time. Do you think she's going to be coming to make the save for Jordynne Grace? Because Jacy Jayne has got Fallon Henley and Jazmyn Nix alongside her. So do you reckon she's coming to help or what?
So I reckon that Blake Monroe. Now, obviously, I've seen Blake Monroe in different settings. I've
Mariah May.
seen
Yep.
the dark side of Blake, the dark side of her. We all know it's there. We all know that the dark side she does really well with.
Use the force, she does. But carry on.
I think that we have a slight chance of Blake Monroe turning on Jordynne.
Yeah.
But I think that heel turn will be after the match Bella's run. After the 3 count has been done, that's when we get a heel turn.
Yeah,
think
so
that'll be a brutal beatdown.
I was saying that if Grace wins, Blake Monroe comes out to make the save to help her, watches her get the victory, gives her a hug as in like a celebration, as like a friendship kind of thing. And then as they're about to leave, that's when Blake Monroe hits her from behind and attacks her. That's in my head. That's my vision of what's going to happen. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Okay.
I see we have a few comments on the YouTube one.
Yeah. I've covered them. Yeah, big love hounds. So I just want to cover real quick though. So just give us your quick thoughts and opinions on this one, the women's title. So we've said me and Deekz. So me and Deekz both said our heart says Sol Ruca and Zaria. Our minds think something else. So my head says we're going to get the best frenemies, which is Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Deekz says he's happy with it down on Raw, but he's going to go to the newly reformed Kabuki Warriors. Essentially, what we're saying is the Judgment Day will no longer have titles. Where are you going with this? What does your heart say? What does your head say?
My heart says that it stays with the Judgment Day.
Oh! Can we sound like a puppet show? Carry on.
I told when we went off air yesterday, and then you left the room. Me and Deekz had a quiet conversation, and it was quiet for about 1 second. I said I was going to bring wrath to this stream.
Well, I'll give you that much.
The Judgment Day will not only retain their titles, they will do it in an obliterative fashion. There will be pandemonium. They will steamroll. I can see the rest of the Judgment Day playing factors in here. You know, the Judgment Day just got titles back. They want to keep those titles. They'll do anything to keep them.
Interesting. Just I mean, I know it's very much of a wild card here. However, how long is Liv Morgan out for? Do we know?
Shoulder injuries normally
I haven't seen
roughly
anything.
take 2 or 3 months to heal properly, maybe more. Depends how bad it is.
Yeah.
Put it this
obviously,
way: she's going to be out long enough that she's relinquished the title.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it says in June that she'll be out for months. But from what I've read, she's been Morgan is undergoing some intensive rehab, going at least 2 times per day. So my question to you guys is this: all right, now this is proper wild. I'm not making the statement that it's going to happen, but if we get a John Cena return from Liv Morgan, as in basically Liv Morgan becomes a robot and they basically just weld her back together again, is Liv Morgan? Essentially, that's what's going to happen, right? Is Liv Morgan gonna be there and show up? If let's say hypothetically, if she's cleared, right? Obviously, I know they've had to switch and pivot because of what's happened. If Liv Morgan could potentially be cleared or even make an appearance, would that change your mind about the titles? Obviously, Jade is obviously saying it's same with the Judgment Day. So going off of what he said, if we could get a Liv Morgan return for this moment, Deekz, would that change your mind on who's being victorious here?
No, but
Yeah,
it'd be
same.
awesome.
Yeah, that'd be incredible. About the John Cena 08 like return at Royal Rumble, that'd be incredible.
Oh wow!
Yeah. All
My
right.
turn.
Go on.
If Liv returns, the Judgment Day keep the titles, but Liv walks away with her original title. She just snatches it from Roxanne, takes her title back. She never lost it.
Yeah. To be fair, I reckon that might be the case when she actually returns. She's like, "You've had your moment. You've covered my spot. Now back to the line." And I think that's maybe where we get some tension. But yeah, that is a good thing.
I mean, we are talking Judgment Day. Let's look at Judgment Day. There's been tension, then there's no tension, then there's tension, then there's no tension. It's a vicious tennis match. But I give it to them. They stay together as a group.
Yeah. Yeah, it's true. All right, let's move on to our next match. Well, I need your one more opinion on this next match, and then we'll move forward to what we've done just to cover all grounds quickly. Jade Cargill versus Naomi in a no holds barred match. I hate when they say this, by the way. It's like street fight, no holds barred, no DQ, anything goes.
Yeah,
like
it's stupid.
It's the same thing. Like, just get rid of the gimmick title.
Yeah, it's an extreme rules match. It is. I mean, let's go back 2008. It's an extreme rules match. Theodore Teddy Long, he didn't come out. He didn't go, "Oh, let's make it a no hold." No, extreme rules.
I mean, in my head, when someone says no holds barred, that means you can't put them in a side headlock. There's a hold, no?
When someone says no holds barred,
I was thinking that as well.
That might mean you can't hold the other person at all.
Yeah, no figure fours, no ankle locks.
No figure fours. No ankle locks. No Boston crab press.
Exactly. Boston crab press. What the damn hell is that?
You're making up moves here, mate.
No.
I'm just trying to think how you do that. Anyway, Boston crab would go in. Bro, that is... You're lifting someone up with just your body from a Boston crab.
If you play SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 on the PS2, you could combine those two and no one could tap it out of them. It was brilliant. I've been waiting for the right time to use that line.
Anyway, moving on.
Well, I'll make this very simple for you. Jade Cargill to steamroll, Jade Cargill to win, and the storm is coming.
See, valid. Deekz, you think Jade Cargill, right?
No, you did, mate. I said
right.
Naomi.
Okay. So he says, I think Jade Cargill for one reason. Because I think Jade Cargill will be the reason that by beating Naomi, it's like, I can beat you here. But then there'll be a reason for Naomi to cash in on Jade at SummerSlam. That's my fault. So the overall thing is I'm looking at Naomi becomes champion through Jade with the Money in the Bank.
We lost your
On the other
audio
hand,
for a split second.
Deekz, on the other hand, thinks Naomi's going to beat her because then he can beat her that way. And then because technically she's not beating her clean. But then when she cashes in, that's technically still not a clean cash in anyway, and a clean title. So it won't be tainted, but there'll be like an asterisk of it was a cash in, not a valid victory. So we are both going with different things, but inevitably it leads to Naomi being the champion at the end of SummerSlam. That's our thoughts.
Yeah.
So is that where your mind goes as well, Shades? Or
No, give it to Jade.
okay, okie dokie. All
Give
right.
the title to Jade. Give everything to Jade. You know what? There's been so much stipulation and so much stick on Jade. Is she ready? Yes, she's ready. No, she's not ready. She needs to train more. She needs to do this more. Cool. You know what? I'm tired of hearing you're not good enough. You are good enough. You are ready. You're not ready. Give her the title. Let's see how the run goes.
Okay, but then let me ask you this question real quick. If they give it a title and her run's terrible, is that down to bad booking, or is that down to bad in-ring performances? Because if the booking's really good but the performances are bad, does that solidify what people have said about her, or does it not? Just
We
to play
will
devil's
only know
advocate here.
once she becomes a champion.
Okay, that's valid.
We will only know, because we could get Jay champion versus Naomi, and it could be the best match going.
Mm.
You could get Jade versus someone else, and it could be a terrible match.
Yeah.
Every single person that steps in the ring is either going to have a great match, a good match, or a crap match. You don't know because there's so many different factors that go into it.
I feel you. All right, let's move forwards. Let's move forwards onto another title match. We have the man, Becky Lynch, going against the Hugger. Is she still a Hugger? No. Bayley versus Lyra Valkyria in a triple threat match for the WWE Women's Intercontinental Championship. Shades, because you've only just joined us, I'll let you go first on this one. Who's your prediction and why?
Bayley to win.
And why?
Bayley's time to shine. Lyra's had the title. Becky's come back. Becky don't need no damn title. Becky's a powerhouse. Becky's a powerhouse with a title, without a title. Bayley, on the other hand, I feel like needs a bit of a leg up now. Get back into it a bit more. Back onto the top. Back onto the top of the deck. And what better way to do that than not a main champ, like not one of the main two championships, but Intercontinental. That's very respectable. It's Bayley's time to shine.
Okay. All right, Deekz, where are you going with?
I'm going with the new women's Irish ace, Lyra Valkyria.
Oh, and why's that?
Her promos recently and her actions recently, since losing the title, she has like a new fire in her eyes, a new fire in her heart, and a new fire in her voice, and she seems more aggressive. And I like this coming out of her, so I think she's going to take the title back.
Yeah, no, I'm honestly, I think Becky gets pinned here by. So this is one or two things are going to happen. I think Becky's taking the loss. It can either go to Bayley or Lyra. I'm happy with either. That is said, Becky doesn't technically need a title to really shine. She's fine kind of in that department. She's really good, at what she does. Along with Bayley, but I think Bayley does. She was a workhorse during the pandemic era. She was a workhorse after that. Last year, she put on incredible matches. With the damage control, the whole feud there, the entire build. man, she honestly, she was an ace in women's wrestling for that, for a long time. Obviously, not getting the WrestleMania moment, obviously due to Becky, like Becky coming out and all that stuff. Obviously, apparently that was planned. So I do want it to be Bayley more than anything. But I think I don't think we're going to get a clear definitive winner here. I think that Becky is going to be on the mat, and there's going to be a double pin, and Bayley and Lyra will both do the 3 count, and then we're going to have a story going into this that they have to face each other to become IC, which will run on to SummerSlam. I think we're getting a double pin via Bayley and Lyra.
Oh, okay, nice little twist. I like that. It's unusual, different, unique. Okay.
And then that's when we're going to get a big moment from Lyra for either Lyra or Bayley. I'm not sure which way I want it to go, really. But yeah, I think that's what we're going to get. Any thoughts on that?
Allow me to throw a wild card in.
Oh, God.
Who do we know who really, really, really wants this Intercontinental Championship?
I have no idea. I don't know.
There's
I want it.
Come on, there's one person that stands out. No. There's one person. There's one woman in the back that really wants this title. And
I have no idea.
If what's your idea?
No, I have no idea.
Oh, I thought you said you have an idea.
No.
There is one person that really wants this title, and they've put it out there that they want it. And I'm not even going to give a name, because if it happens, it will be one of the biggest shocks, because they're not involved in the storyline currently.
Then put your name on it, and then that way we can clip it. Put your name on it so we can clip it.
Yeah.
Then you heard it here first.
Yeah, we can go. We can go. We said that. Come on.
It's someone from TNA, and it is a stretch.
Right.
That if it happened, used to be TNA, and they're very busy this weekend, but Jordynne Grace has gone on to say that she wants this title. She said it in podcast that she wants it. So what's to stop Jordynne Grace from showing up in a triple threat, or showing up at the end and showing that she's ready to steamroll people for the title that she wants?
Okay, so are you saying
It's
Jordynne Grace to win?
And maybe it won't be now.
So are you, with that in mind, with that being said, obviously we've already made a prediction for Jacy Jayne versus Jordynne Grace for the NXT title match in this PLE.
Yeah.
Right, obviously, which is this one here. Right? So are you saying Jordynne Grace wins the NXT, then also goes for the IC? Or is this if Jordynne Grace doesn't win the NXT, she goes for the IC?
This is Jordynne Grace doesn't win the. If it does go by, she loses, she has specifically said that she wants this title.
Right.
And she would make her great Intercontinental champ.
Mm-hmm.
So what's to stop her showing up? Maybe showing up, throwing in a little bit of a surprise, and stating her claim that she wants in. These women have bumped heads before in different ways, different conversations and stuff. They have spoke in the ring. They have spoke backstage. They spoke on podcast. What's to stop them from really, really going forward with Jordynne Grace? It would be, one, an amazing moment, and two, I think she'd be a great champion.
Okay,
and it's not
intrigued.
Throwing Jordynne. It's not Jordynne Grace going world heavyweight or Divas champ. It's Jordynne Grace going mid card, but a very strong mid card title.
Okay. All right. I actually thought you were going to say like someone like Zelina Vega. I'm not going to lie. I thought you was like Zelina Vega. Someone along them lines.
Yeah.
It really threw me when you said Jordynne Grace. I was like,
Jayne is more US title.
yeah, but imagine not holding other titles, so then you go for all your mid cards. I think that'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll find out. We'll find out obviously what happens in this match. So just to clarify, I'm saying that it's going to be a double pin there. I don't think we have basically the titles up for grabs between Bayley and Lyra, and we'll kind of get a combination of that maybe going forwards. Becky is to lose it though. Deekz, you're saying it's going to be Lyra, and Shades, just to confirm, who are you saying? Bayley.
Bayley.
Right. Okay. All right. Moving on to the next match. Oh, we've got one of two. I'm going to say this one next. We've got Tiffany Stratton versus Trish Stratus in a singles match for the WWE Women's Championship. Listen, I am going to be very, very, very blunt here, and it might be slightly controversial. And I'm going to say this. I do not care about this match.
No.
Like, I get the idea of bringing back some legends and things like that and all this stuff, right? But I don't want this to be disrespectful, but I'm not fussed if it could have been anyone, but why Trish? You know, like there could have been Molly Holly. I'm not saying it needed to be Molly Holly, but what, you know, Lita, for crying out loud, you know, Michelle McCool, Layla. Like there is so many people, legend-wise, that you could have called upon. Or here's an idea: ask one of the women that are going to be in a battle royal and put their name in that spot. There were so many people. Why did you have to bring a legend back for this? I find it so strange. So strange. The whole thing was just like, oh, Tiffany Stratton picked, oh, I want to go against Trish. That was it. Why? What? There was no reason behind it other than the fact that she wants to do it. And honestly, that annoys me. It annoys me so much because people want the women to really have a moment in the show, which is why we have a thing called Evolution for this moment. We're giving all this praise to the women, and then all the ones that are working their ass off through NXT are on the road all this time, and instead a legend just comes on and goes, well, you know, they're going to ask a legend because they can. Why? Why is that a thing? Like, what? I don't understand the booking. Honestly, it annoys me. So, quick, short, and simple. I don't think Trish needs the title. So, Tiffany Stratton to win. Done.
I agree. I agree 100%, mate. This match is pointless. I hope it lasts like a minute, and I hope it's over. And I want Trish to lose because she's pointless. She shouldn't be there. Put her in a battle royal where she belongs.
Yeah.
And yeah, Tiffany to win. Hopefully in a minute because it's a pointless match.
Yeah, Shades.
Shades. That's what a lovely name. Where does Shades stand here? Let me think.
Here we go.
We have a WWE legend. That will never be taken away.
Yeah.
Trish Stratus to win.
Why? No.
Why not?
No.
Why not?
Okay. Hang on. Look, we gave valid reasons, as in, for example, I don't think it needs to be. I don't think it needs to be.
Legend be champ? Why not have a legend be champ?
We've been there and done that.
It's fine. I'll go with it. But if
hang on.
by miracle Trish Stratus wins this, I want it off her hands ASAP. I want it straight away, out of her hand, cash it straight away. Money bank gone. I don't want a champion at all.
That would be great. That would be so funny. All right, hang on. Let's give him some time.
This is what I want. This is what I want. All right, Tiffy, love Tiffy. Tiffy time every day. You know, really great. Just imagine. Trish Stratus, title. And then 5 seconds later, after that pinfall, you hear the theme song that we all know and love. Money in the Bank, ref running towards the ring. And we get a new champion that way. And it doesn't hurt. It doesn't, you know, if he doesn't lose it to Money in the Bank, She loses it to a legend. The legend loses it to Money in the Bank. And then we have this trifecta of women, badass women. We can't take that away from them. All three of them badass. And we get this really cool storyline. We get this really cool rivalry that is a good evolution to help to evolve the women's division. Throw a legend in there, more names, really make a statement. A legend won, cool. Money in the Bank cash in. Now it's mine. Who's going to take it back? You're going to get a triple threat match for that title.
No, go away.
Oh man,
I told you I was pulling wrath today.
Take your knife back.
I'll be honest, right? I don't think Trish needs to be in this.
No, she shouldn't be here at all.
Like, as Deekz said,
there's nothing wrong with it.
There's
nothing wrong with it. No, there's
there
not.
is.
No, there's not. No, there isn't. There's nothing wrong with it.
There's 20 women on the roster that deserve it more than she does.
Yeah, and I'm saying that she will hold it for less time than Drew McIntyre.
Yeah, but why? Why though?
Yeah, why not? Why not? You brought Evolution back. Make some great moments on it.
The great moment would it not be being Trish in the first place? Like in my opinion.
Look, it can be whatever legends you want to put there. Let the legend win. Money in the Bank cash in on the biggest night for these women.
Okay, I want your opinion on something, right? Generally.
Yeah.
So, do you think the legend deserves the moment at Evolution here?
I'm not saying that the legend's going to get a moment for about 2 seconds.
Right.
The real person
I'm saying
is Money in the Bank.
Okay. But I'm saying, do you think a legend here should get a big moment?
No.
For Evolution, for what it is, the fact that we've finally got Evolution back, should a woman have a big, should Trish Stratus, the legend, have a bigger moment here than someone like Tiffany Stratton?
No, but shut up. It will be a great moment for the Money in the Bank to be cashed in on.
So why don't we have Naomi cash? Yeah, why don't we just have Naomi cash in or interfere later on?
Well,
I don't like the idea of it.
Right. I would rather Tiffy Stratton wrestle Michael Cole in drag than Trish Stratus right now.
Please say that's just your opinion, not ours. You have to think about what we're saying here. Come on, guys.
Yes, I know. That's how much I'm against his match.
I'll be honest, I just don't see it. I don't know. I don't know if I like it or not.
I don't like it at all.
There's so many people that could go for this. Could be in this position.
The amount of times she said that line, I don't know if I like it or not. Then you get those moments where you think, all right, I didn't know if I was going to like this, but I actually like this. This is cool.
No, but I don't. I don't like the idea of I don't like the idea of legends coming back and taking a spot from people that are working hard on the roster. I said the same thing about John Cena. I said the same thing about Roman Reigns. I said the same thing about The Rock. I said the same thing about Brock Lesnar. Right? If you're a legend, then you do what a legend does best. You just appear on the old school Raw episode, appear at a random Hall of Fame, appear at WrestleMania, have a shot with you in the crowd, or do something to help someone else get over. Right? Tiffy Stratton is already over. She's already the champion. Here, this moment here, you're taking this spot away from someone else. Now, it could have been a one and done and have Tiffany Stratton win, but I would rather have had the one and done with someone that has earned it as opposed to someone that was there 15, 20 years ago, has done absolutely nothing since, but is still riding the coattails of their legendary status from what happened last time. Now, remember, the last time we had Trish Stratus there, she was a heel. She got beat up by Zark, and then we didn't see anything of her. And that was to do with the tag titles. And what happened to that? It became a hot mess real quick.
Yeah.
Same thing's going to happen again. Trish Stratus does not need to be around this title to have an influence on anything to do with the women's division. I'm sorry, but it's true. I think it's absolutely ridiculous. And the fact that it wasn't even booked as a proper match. Tiffany Stratton, I want to face her, and that's it.
Yeah.
She could do. Anyone could do that then.
I would have rather Tiffy grown a pair of cojones and called out an NXT superstar instead.
Yeah, someone from NXT. Someone from TNA.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like it. I'll be honest, I don't like it. But if your fault is that Trish Stratus is going to win, is that just for the sole reason that she's getting cashed in on?
Yeah.
Man, I don't know. So
it's crazy. He's got his weird opinions. Move on. Next one, please.
So if that's happening with the Money in the Bank, and she's cashing in there, right? What happens at SummerSlam? Because we got this match happening, and obviously the winner of the Queen of the Ring goes at SummerSlam. So wouldn't the cash-in make more sense with Jade Cargill in her main event match than opposed to taking it off Trish Stratus? Or would you prefer it that way?
It makes more sense that way around. It does. Makes more sense.
Or did you forget about that?
It's been a very long day.
Did you forget?
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Fair enough. All right, let's get on to this last match. Last couple of matches. All right, so we do have a Evolution Battle Royal. Right, the women that are participants in this match are Stephanie Vaquer, Ivy Nile, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Natalya, Maxine Dupree, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Lash Legend, Dizzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, Zelina Vega, Julia, and Candice LeRae. These are the announced ones. So how many is that? That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So we have 5 spots up for grabs, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before you get all excited, I'm talking more to you, Shades, because I know what you're like. You're going to wet yourself with excitement if you don't say something in particular. So you can hold off. You can hold off first. Right.
What did I do?
So I know what you're like, because you were trying to discuss this with me the other day, and I told you to shut up because I didn't want your thingy, your spoiler.
I object.
Good. So the way I want to do this is we say out of the participants who we think will win, and then we're going to have a little segment about people that we would like to see return in this battle royal. So we split it up into 2. That doesn't mean that the person that takes one of the 5 spots, legend or from another company, fine. Regardless, doesn't mean they have to win it, but who would like to see reappear. So we will touch on that after. But I want to get down to who we think is going to win this. Unless, for example, you say a proper wildcard prediction, for example, Lillian Garcia, as a round, because I know she's not going to be in it. But I'm just saying, for example, if you say Lillian Garcia because you really think she's going to reappear and win, valid. If you're going to say someone like Stephanie McMahon because it'd be interesting to see her in there, but she's not going to win it, save that name till after we can have a discussion, because I want to clip some of that bit. All right, so that's the way we're going to do it. So who do you think is actually going to win this battle royal? Do you want the names again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Stephanie Vaquer. Stephanie Vaquer, Ivy Nile, Nia Jax, Nikki Bella, Natalya, Maxine Dupree, Kalani Jordan, Jada Parker, Lola Vice, Lash Legend, Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley, Zelina Vega, Julia, and Candice LeRae.
My pick is Kalani Jordan.
Ooh, cool.
I'm giving an NXT girl a good big ass chance of winning a main title at Bash in Palace. Bash in Paris.
Bash in Paris.
Thank you.
I said the same thing earlier. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's fine. All right,
yeah.
I'm intrigued. Okay, Shades.
I'm gonna go former NXT Stephanie Vacchio.
Yeah.
What's
Cool.
my second pick?
Interesting. Man. So I have two people in mind. Actually, three people in mind. But I think one person's going to get the big throw out spot. So I think all the women are going to team up and throw out Nia Jax, because she's going to be the biggest threat. So even though I wouldn't mind having Nia win, I think she's going to get that big elimination spot. So it then comes down to two people. I wouldn't mind it being Natalya.
That's a good shout. I don't mind that.
But I'm also going someone to do with NXT, and I really want Lola Vice to win this.
Okay, yes, good, nice. Okay, I see where you're coming. I like that.
We've all gone NXT or former NXT. I love it.
Yep. So, I don't think we need to, like, obviously, because we're talking NXT and there's a lot of people from NXT. I'm assuming the idea is here, between all three of us, that someone from NXT gets the big moment, and things like
Stephanie
that.
Vacchio, not really NXT.
No, but she hasn't had a big moment yet.
No,
so it'd be nice to see.
You know, I see her as she's former NXT, not quite. She's there, but when you hear that name, you think NXT. You know what I mean?
A little bit, yeah.
She's not NXT, but when you hear that name, you think NXT.
So okay, so now I'm gonna drop the moment, and then we can have the segment. Okay, look at him getting excited already. Did you hear that?
Yeah. You can go last.
Okay. I want you to say one name and one name only, right? So we can all go round, so then we can kind of discuss it. Yes, because if you say a name, then I was thinking someone else, then that gives us time to think of someone else. I don't need you to list off about 30 people. No. Right. So,
there's so many avenues.
Shut up. Right. We've got the NXT Women's Battle Royal happening for the Women's Championship match at Clash. The winner gets the championship match at Clash in Paris. Obviously, we've got the 5 spots here. I think a couple of them may be filled up with a couple of randoms from like an NXT or someone extra from WWE, like Raw or SmackDown. Let's say we can have a legend put in. If you get to pick one person as a legend to come in, doesn't mean they have to win. Shades, who is the one person you'd like to come in as a legend to go into this match?
See, I class them as a legend, but I don't know if I'm allowed to say this name or not.
Or just say it. Someone that you would like to return.
The AJ Lee.
Okay.
Not a legend, but okay. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I agree. I'll put him under legendary status.
Not a legend.
Not
a legendary thing.
Not a class as a Hall of Famer. However, I would say she had a very, very solid career.
Oh yeah, solid career.
Okay.
Solid.
You know, that is like the number one person. I'll go on a limb here. It's the number one person, the biggest return.
Okay.
That 99% of the WWE universe wants. Plus, Punk would be happy.
Okay. Yeah. Right. All right, Deekz, who have you got in your mind of who do you think is going to return?
It's not quite a legend in the respect of AJ Lee, but I'm going to say former WWE champion in her own right, Paige.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, interesting. See, I don't mind that. I wouldn't be against Paige having a nice return there.
When you mentioned it, I was sitting here, and those were my two names. I was having a war with myself because you mentioned it. The phone call we had, we shared a beautiful phone call, and those were the two names I brought up to do stuff. I'm so happy. Thank you. He only said one. You know, those were the two I wanted to say, but he only allows one.
Yes, because then that means he would have struggled to think of someone else, unless you can think of someone else.
I had a second choice.
Okay, so I have someone else. Huh?
I have a second choice as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna go. I think it's about time that we had Layla return to WWE.
Ooh,
Yeah.
that's a nice shout. That's a nice shout.
I would not be against Layla having a return there. But yes, I'd like to see that. All right, Shades, who else would you like to see? Give me one more. You said you got another name.
Yeah.
All right, who is it?
Lita.
Who?
Leah, he said.
Lita.
Yep, I can see it. Deekz, anyone else?
Oh, right.
We've already got Brie. What about this? What about sister?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Oh, get the twins back, man.
Okay,
Get
so
that
you
twin
thinking...
magic roller.
All right. So sparking off of what you said, I think the one that I'm actually looking forward to the most, annoyingly, they don't take up one. It doesn't take up one spot. It takes up two. But can we finally get the Iconics as a return to WWE?
Ooh.
Yes, please.
Iconic return. Ooh, okay.
Yes,
Okay.
please.
Okay. I like the.
There's so much room.
I like the what you're cooking. I like it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I feel like the Rock at the moment. I'm just cooking, but sure, carry on. Anyone else?
There's so much room for potential. There's so many possibilities for them to do. Do them.
No. Yep. Obviously, other names that have kind of been spoken about would be, for example, Jazz returning, Alundra Blaze, obviously Medusa, Michelle McCall, Kelly, Molly Holly.
Kelly. Oh, what a good return.
Yeah. I don't know, said LA Knight then because I was reading something to do with LA Knight. Nothing to do with
this. He can't go in that match.
Yeah. So, yeah. But there's a few names that we'd like to say. If we could pick one, though, now we've kind of said a couple of legends. If you could pick one legend to return and win, have you got someone in mind, or it's like a returning superstar that you'd have to come in and win? Do you have someone in mind that you really, really want it to be that we've already said?
Oh, I'm saying if you turns Paige, on her debut, she won a title. Why not give her on her returning debut a win a match to get title match? Oh yes,
interesting. That'd be quite a nice story.
Yes, please. I've waited years.
Okay. I'm actually quite in agreement with you. I'd loved it to be AJ Lee, but I think she had a nice run, but obviously her run was cut short due to some injury stuff with her. You know, like in her first run. The idea of Zaria or Paige, if you want to call her that, whether she's going to go as maybe Zaria. It'd be nice for her to go as her actual name and not the gimmick name. But yeah, the idea of Zaria returning to the women's battle royale, and then winning it, and as Deekz, you rightly said, going on to, she won it on her debut, so her winning the battle royal on her return, and then going on to Clash in Paris would be nice. But no, I would like her to see become more full time. I wouldn't like it to be like a week here, a month there, kind of like a John Cena. I'd like, if she can do it, I'd like her full time. So like it's a proper return. She's on the road, you know.
As far as I know, what she's doing right now, she's on the road.
I've not really seen much. I know she hasn't done anything with AEW. I know she's away from AEW now. But I don't actually know what she's doing. There's not much. I've checked for updates and stuff. There's not much. I think she's just
at the moment. I think she's wrestling on some little independent scene at the moment. I believe.
I've no idea. I've looked.
Do you know why you can't find nothing? I tell you why you can't find nothing. Because we're going to see Paige return. We're going to see AJ Lee possibly return. We're going to get Paige though, definitely.
I would love it to. I would love it to be a surprise and her music hits and see the crowd go berserk for Paige entering. That'd be amazing,
cool, man. That'd be really cool, especially the this is my house, and and all that, hearing
Yeah.
the scream, and oh man, what a moment! I can't wait for that. That'd be so good.
The arena audience will start turning their chairs. They will stand. It will go nuts. The roof will be blown off the arena. It would be massive.
It would.
Huge. And
all
I
right,
think why you're not hearing anything, who knows? They kept Punk quiet, as you mentioned in our last stream.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
They're not going to tell you that Paige is coming back. They're going to keep that secret.
The same thing
Service
about what I
style.
was saying to you about AJ Lee.
Under that.
They're not going to just drop. Oh, AJ Lee re-signs with WWE. If anyone's re-signing, for example, if it's AJ Lee, Zaria, maybe anyone like that, a big name returning, they are going to keep that so quiet. That
Oh yeah, that's going to be.
It's going to be a huge surprise.
That's going to be backdoor sneaking in the sky as a lot.
Yeah.
They'll do it the same way they did Punk. Private jet to the airport, blacked out car to the stadium. In a quiet, very small room, no sign on it. You know, like backstage, they have their sign, like all their doors have signs on. Punk's room, no sign. He got called when it was his time. The few minutes at the end of the PLA, he got called. That's what will happen to Paige, AJ. You will get the full 5-star. We ain't gonna let no one know about this.
Oh yeah,
the full call. You won't know nothing. There's always going to be rumors, but rumors are about to come true.
Well, we will find out in a couple of days' time, lads. So let's move on then to the final match on the card. Oh, are we ready? Can you guys know what it is? No. Io Sky versus Rhea Ripley, singles match for the Women's World Championship. Okay, I want to go first on this one because I know Shades is going to get all excited again, as he always does, and he'll probably say the word steamrolled as he always does. So we should get a steamroll count on the bloody page. I'm telling you. I think I'm going to make this nice and simple.
You should get a steamroll count because the steamroll count would be great on a steamroll count to put in the bottom left corner so that we can steamroll count how many times I say steamroll count.
See, there you go. I think every time he says it, he should put a pound in a. Every time he says it, he should put a pound in a machine, like in like a little can, and then at the end of every stream, by the end of every stream, that should cover what we pay to do this stream.
Yeah,
we're covering our back. Anywho, like in all seriousness, this match here, look, I like Rhea Ripley. Again, I love listening to interviews, hearing her as Rhea Ripley without all like the persona and all that kind of stuff on the Chris Van Vliet episode. Like I really enjoyed it. However, I do not think Ripley is going to be victorious here. I think one of two things are going to happen. One, Io Sky. Well, I think Io Sky is going to win regardless. But I think we may be getting a returning Bianca Belair.
Oh, okay.
Obviously, we had the last thing to do with WrestleMania with Bianca Belair, Rhea Ripley, and Io Sky. Maybe Bianca.
Yeah.
So maybe that. Let's have a look on the. Let's see Bianca Belair's update. Is there any news?
Well, when I saw a picture of her the other week when she's on holiday with her boyfriend and husband.
Husband. She's only got a broken finger.
Yeah, in that picture I saw there was nothing on her hand.
So interesting. So I'm going Io Sky, but we are going to get a heel Bianca Belair return, and that is going to be what we end this show on. A heel Bianca Belair being victorious, holding up that title over Io. That's my prediction. I'm putting it in. I'm locked. Right. Jade. Here we go. Just saying, if he says steamroll, I'm going to mute him.
Shades, hold it. I want to go first.
Right.
Rhea Ripley to win. Rhea Ripley to steamroll through and take the win. It's gonna be hands down. It's gonna be non-stop. She's gonna brutalize. She's gonna victimize, and she ain't gonna stop until the gold is back around, mummy.
Okay. And Deeks, finally, some normal answers without him. Every time he talks about Rhea Ripley, I feel like he's doing a big promo for her. She's gonna victimize. She's gonna. God, come on, man. But anyway, go on, Deeks.
I do it for different. I do it for a few different people.
Right. Anyway, looking at the history between these two ladies,
Yep.
the champion has never been defeated by Rhea.
Oh.
She is 4-0 on Rhea through NXT and Raw and SmackDown. She has not lost to Rhea. So I am backing a champ to continue her unbeaten run and being Rhea's pain in the butt wild card you can't beat.
Oh, I like that. That's quite. I like the playoff on that. That's cool. All right. Any thoughts on Bianca Belair returning if it was to happen? Do you see it happening?
Plausible. I think there's a high chance she can be back.
Mm-hmm. Jade?
I see it happening. I do.
Okay.
I see it happening. I do. I see it happening. But mummy's gonna steamroll both of them.
Ugh.
No, she's not. EO's got the win, dude. It's in the stars. She's 4-0 against her. She's about to come 5-0.
Oh, I like this. It's heating up. All right, cool. I think it's quite a nice little split there. All right, so that has been our predictions for Evolution 2, part 2, as we would say if we were French, but we're not. That was completely unnecessary, but sure. But yeah, we will be doing a.
Look at that.
I know.
Look at that. That should have happened a long time ago and should have kept running.
That is a sea of talented women.
Yeah, I can't wait to see it, man. It's going to be really good. All right, so this has been our predictions for this show. I would say there's a lot to happen. We are going to attempt. Okay, so this isn't a guarantee. This isn't a confirm, but I will put it out there. Me and Deeks are gonna try and do a watch along for this show.
Yeah.
However, if the timings match up, okay, if that doesn't and that isn't the case, we will be doing a review on it. However, that's not to say we won't be doing a watch along for NXT Great American Bash, and we'll be doing a watch along for Saturday night's main event. So we at least have 2 in the bag that we're going to be doing. Ideally, we do want the 3rd one. So this has been our predictions for this show. Guys, it's been really great talking and wrestling with you. As always, hit the subscribe button, like, leave us a comment, give us a view if you're watching it on demand. Thanks for the comments that have come in on the stream. I look forward to watching Evolution on Sunday, 1 o'clock, I think, 11 or 1, I can't remember. But man, it's going to be good. All women's pay-per-view. As I said, the main thing here as well, all the women get to shine on this show, and we get a women's main event spot again, which is what I love to see. Who's going to take it, though? There's a couple of contenders. Will it be Io and Rhea Ripley? Will it be Trish and Tiffany? Will it be Becky, Bayley, and Lyra? It's up for grabs. I don't know how they're going to book it and who's going to go first. All I know is I can't wait. Guys, it's been an absolute pleasure talking wrestling with you again, and I will see you tomorrow for our final prediction show. See you later.
Laters. Peace.